time for us now to move for our first prepared speech. And we are going to hear from Vice President of Education elect now. Marta has brought a speech for us this morning, and it's all about the process of planning for an event. What are the benefits of thorough planning, and what is the impact of planning? So Marta has a speech which is called quite simply, "It Looks Like a Plan." Everybody will be listening really well. We'll be ready to give a minute of feedback in the chat after the speech to Marta so that she has some feedback to work on in the future. Here she comes with her speech, Marta Rachibska, and it looks like a plan.
Mr. Toastmaster, dear Toastmaster friends and guests, do you like planning? Some people like it and create big plans for everything, and some just hate it. I'm somewhere in the middle. I like doing plans, but I also love to just change them all together in the middle of the road. Because I find out that things are going differently than expected, right? And they go differently than expected nearly all the time. This particular experience is related to my training offer that I'm just putting in place in my company. The plan for the training itself, it's all set. The date of the launch, it's all set. It will be mid-September. So the time window is there. The training itself, it's done. All the action of how to do the training, the recording I have to do, the setup of the platform, all those things, it's done. And then I went to the communication. But you know that if you are launching a training, you want people to subscribe to your training, right? Otherwise, it wouldn't be that interesting. So how to communicate? I did the planning as I always do, list of things linked together. And then I went to the Toastmaster site. I downloaded the preparation training document and I got stuck. Because what it asks you to do is to define the audience, but not just one audience. The primary audience, secondary, and tertiary audience. And that exercise, that was a trailblazing for me. Primary audience, I know who they are. Software developers who want to improve their skills. Pretty easy. But then they asked me about people who won't be reached by my communication channel. And I said to myself, well, people I reach depend on the communication channel, right? But if I change the communication channel, what happens? I reach not the same people typically. In my particular case, I plan the communication on LinkedIn, so I will reach people who follow me. But what I can also do differently, I can go and present the offer during the meetups and conferences related to the subject. Am I going to reach the same people? Partially, yes, probably, but not exactly the same people. So then, how to work out the communication when the communication itself depends on the audience, and the audience also depends on the communication channel I'm going to use. There is a loop. And in planning, I don't like loops. I prefer the things to be straightforward, right? So back to step one. Let's do the planning again from the beginning. And what was the change? Instead of having 3 audiences, I put 6 audiences. Because I want 2 options for different communications channels. That's fine. We have 6, we have messages, and then let's plan how we are going to communicate. Well, with the 6 groups, I've come down to basically very similar communication to write. So, well, not only communication, but also the interaction between the communication itself and my plan of the event plan, let's say. Why? Because one of the parts of my way to the training was finding out what my audience actually wants in detail from the training. So doing a survey and get answers from my audience about the details and techniques they would like to learn or know more, or they have difficulties with. And the survey, what is also a survey, is a part of the communication plan, right? Because when I'm doing a survey, I can tell people I'm preparing a training, and then let them leave their contact information if they are interested to know more. Step in the communication plan. What do we have at the end? At the end, we do have a plan. At the end, we have a plan with plan for the training itself and plan for the communication for the training itself, with some interactions between the two. And well, it looks like a plan. And now it's time to execute the plan, right? Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Marta. That was like musical notes to the ears of a musician. The audience awareness, the aspect of audience awareness, and not only that, targeting the right audience and making sure that our message fits the audience. Really crucial aspects for a speaker to tackle. So thank you for your presentation this morning.